This is for all you multi-talented, multitasking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zoa. No applause? You're all fired.
Now that you've reached the stage in your life where quality television is important, Nubian TV is a black network that speaks to your lifestyle. Nubian TV is the world's first digital network devoted to the upscale and political lifestyles of black people. Nubian TV's programming includes politics, travel, fashion, food, automotive, arts and culture, civil rights, music, and more. Watch now on Amazon Fire TV, Roku, or watch globally at nubiantv.net. Nubian TV, it's what you want to watch.
Come with me if you want to live a more delicious life.
Oh, maybe we should get in the van.
In this world, we don't get to control much. The past, male pattern baldness.
What geese?
Got one right now. The urge to puff that bubble wrap. But there is one thing we do get to choose every single day: what we eat. Welcome to the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment. We have everything you want, didn't know you wanted, and some things you didn't know were possible. Because we believe if you're not having fun, you're not living free. So come on, let's live a little.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money! Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here this morning.
It's always a good time. That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good. Very good.
Coming in hot, Jimmy, coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Good morning, America. I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in. I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be there.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in. That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, Lara, Ginger.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Well, hello to you, and you. Welcome in, everybody, to another edition of Brantley's Virtual Tour Live. Shout out to the three people here. Hello, Liddell Stiller. Glad to have you here, y'all. The 20th day of the Diddy trial is done. I'm about to give you a full recap. As you know, we give you all the updates from NBC News, then give you some dynamic video from an outlet, a couple of articles, and then we're done. So with that being said, higher is waiting, low is available, but either way, we are live on tour. Let me take down this iconic intro here. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And then there is me. Hey, everybody, welcome in. Glad to have all of you here. By the way, shout out to all our new virtual tour family members. We love you, we value, we embrace you. Welcome in. You have landed on a channel that is about purposeful diversity. And if you're looking for something to talk about, it's here. If you're looking to connect, it's here. But most of all, if you're looking for a space to be you, it's right here. We're glad to have you. Welcome in. Glad to have you here, everybody, once again. So, with that being said, let's get to the getting and doing what we do here. So, here we go from NBC News. Shonda Combs trial, ex-girlfriend Jane returns for cross-examination. Combs faces 5 criminal counts in total, including 2 sex trafficking, and has denied all the allegations. What to know about the sex trafficking trial? Former girlfriend Shonda Combs, identified by the pseudonym Jane, returned to the stand after giving an emotionally wrenching testimony. Over the past few days, Jane has testified about hotel nights, graphic sexual encounters that were nearly identical to what another former girlfriend, Combs, Cassie Ventura, described on the stand as freak-offs. Combs faces 5 criminal counts, 1 count racketeering conspiracy, 2 counts of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Combs has ferociously denied the allegations against him. This live briefing may include graphic descriptions of sexual violence. For resources on sexual assault, call the National Sexual Assault Telephone Hotline. Sign up for the Diddy on Trial newsletter for key developments and analysis, and listen to the Dateline Nightly podcast. All right, everybody, let's get to the get and doing what we do here. Jury dismissed for the day. Court will start late tomorrow. The jury has been dismissed for the day with instructions that court will begin at 1 p.m. tomorrow. So literally, this is crazy. So literally, while we're on tour tomorrow morning at 11 a.m., when we usually get done with the shows about 1 o'clock. So as we get done with the tour tomorrow, around 1 o'clock is when the trial will start up again for the 21st day of the Diddy trial. Jane and lawyer exchange heated words over handbags. By the way, if you think about it, court has been late these last couple of days at 5 o'clock, so they would start at 8 and at 5. So 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, 8 to 9. So I'm guessing it'll probably be done by 9 o'clock, but of course I will keep you updated with everything, right? So like I said, whatever time they end court, that's when you guys will get the full breakdown of the day that was the 21st day of the Diddy trial. Jane and lawyer exchange heated words over handbags. What? Okay, child. Jane and defense lawyer Tenny Garagos exchanged some pointed words about handbags and sex during cross-examination. Garagos insinuated that the witness was consensually having sex with other men and gladly accepting designer bags. No, I got trauma, Jane responded after Garagos questioned if she did get anything. The defense lawyer also asked the witness if she knew what a Bottega bag was, and Jane responded, "I'm sure you have one." Garagos also asked, "How much does a Bottega bag cost?" To which Jane responded, "How much do my bag cost?" Jane asked for a break shortly after the exchange. Now, hang on, because I just Are you serious? Really? You... Okay, you know what? I'm just. I don't give a fuck. Okay, listen. Oh, okay. So this is a father-daughter thing. Okay, so listen. Mark Garagos, your dumb bitch daughter is out her rabbit ass mind. Are you serious, bro? You dumb fuck said that one bottle of baby oil goes a long way, and your daughter is going after another woman after handbags? What the fuck is wrong with you? Seriously, what the fuck does handbags have to do with a woman's trauma? No, we're not doing this shit. Okay? I don't give a fuck. You saw the thumbnail. You know my voice. And damn it, you know why you're here. No, we're not doing this shit. Are you serious? Handbags? Handbags? What? Really? It's about Diddy and what he's done. Not about some fucking handbags. What the fuck is wrong with you? Listen, I don't want to hear it from y'all. Okay, I certainly do not want to hear it from y'all. Braylon, she's somebody's daughter. Braylon, she's a human being. Braylon, da-da-da-da. No. If you went through what Jane went through and an attorney asked you about handbags and trying to defend a lifestyle that you had to negate what Diddy did to you, you wouldn't be pissed off either? Like, come on now. Tenny Garagos is a dumb bitch, just like her father is a dumb Mitch, okay? No. Tenny Garagos, if your daughter was SA'd, would you be caring about the handbags that she's gotten? Or would you care about the fact that your daughter got SA'd? I'm just asking a question. And to Mark Garagos, would you care about your granddaughter's handbags, or would you care that your granddaughter got SA'd? Not wishing that. But we just gotta keep it the book. Handbags? Hand fucking bags? And this is the team you got, Diddy? Child. Oh, my Lord Jesus. Cross-examination goes over explicit messages between Combs and Jane. The defense go over text messages and voice notes that Jane sent to Combs, where she engaged in fantasy talk that appeared to show her willingness for sexually explicit activities. Some of the messages include Jane describing what she would like to do to specific sex workers who were hired for hotel nights, or discussing the planning of hotel nights. Jane testified that she gave Combs options on things he wanted to hear, but she told the court that these were things that wouldn't have occurred. She told the court that these were things that wouldn't have occurred to her, for her to do rather, but she knew that Combs would like to do them. So if I remember correctly, I remember Diddy saying to one of the ladies, "I can't wait to see what you have for sex nights," which implied of, okay, she needs to get in and hiring the sex workers, right? So I'm not surprised by that, right? And not to mention too, like, Diddy also had requests, right? So I'm not surprised that Jane had requests for what she wanted. I think Jane said, I quote, "If I'm going to be doing all this, then I deserve to have pleasure from the people I'm seeing," right? So court is back in session after lunch. Jane returned to the witness stand for cross-examination by defense attorney Tenny Garagos. Court adjourns for lunch. Court is clearing out for a lunch break with the expectation to return by 1:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to resume the defense's questioning for Jane. Jane invoked the names of basketball greats to talk about her sex life with Combs. She testifies. Jane testified that she invoked the names of two all-time basketball greats to describe her sex life with Combs and someone named Paul. Three of them were the trifecta. Jane said with a nod to the Hall of Fame hoopsters, "I was Kobe Bryant and Paul was Shaq." Jane said Combs was Michael Jordan. So I'm guessing Chris Paul. I'm guessing that's the only person that I could think. Rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. Okay. Shaq and Michael are like, how do we get in this? Oh. Michael Jordan tried to come back to NBC, and Shaquille O'Neal just got his job back on Inside the NBA on ESPN. Child, I cannot. Oh my Lord, y'all having game sevens, child. Anyway, moving on. Jane spoke with Combs' chief of staff while transporting drugs. She says Jane testified that Combs' chief of staff, Christina Corkman, spoke to her on the phone on at least one occasion when Jane transported drugs for Combs. The text message exchanges were shared between Coram and Jane, where the women were coordinating travel arrangements. Jane also said the two spoke on the phone, which was not their standard method of communication. Jane also testified that communication with Coram was a point of contention for her while she dated Combs. Coram, or KK, was always with Combs and became a difficult part of Jane's relationship with Combs. She said Jane told the court Coram had strong feelings about how Jane would influence how Combs treated her. Let me read that 2 more times. Jane told the court Coram had strong feelings about Jane that would influence how Combs treated her. Jane told the court that Coram had strong feelings about Jane. That Coram had strong feelings about Jane that would influence how Combs treated her. So basically, Jane is saying that she was afraid of the chief of staff because the feelings that the chief of staff has dictate on how Combs would treat Jane. Oh, wow. And I am very surprised that the chief of staff has not been brought to the witness stand as of yet. I think that the government's almost done. I think they have one more witness after Jane, and then that's it. So we don't know if Christina will be a witness for the defense or for the prosecution. So yeah. Sorry. Okay. Let's see here. Fridays were a good day for Combs to blow off steam. Jane testifies. Combs said his end of the week partying a Ucket Friday celebration. Jane said it's when he let loose and went up party really hard. She said, not too surprising. Fridays is when finally the work week is done and you're able to release something. Not too surprising about that. Ecstasy helped her sex life with Combs, Jane testified. Jane testified that ecstasy greatly helped her and Combs focus on sexual energy. He was just happy, charismatic, good energy, and sexual high. She said before ecstasy, he was agitated and stressed from the day. After, he would be happy and in a good mood. So you mean to tell me that he needed like a grass gummy or a grass conduit? Child, and y'all can figure out what grass is. I'm not going to say what it is for YouTube purposes. But anyway. But it goes back to what Cassie said about Diddy's mood swings, right? So not too surprising there. Let's see here. Jane was curious about Combs' need to see her with another man. Jane testified that she came to understand that Combs' desire to see her have intercourse with another man was an exercise of sexual curiosity. I was trying to figure out the relationship, and I came upon the word cuckold. A man turned on by watching his woman having sex with another man, Jane told the court. I just wanted to know what was driving him. Jane said she believed it could have been an interest in bisexuality, but Combs might have been too scared to do the act himself, making these freak-offs the next closest alternative. Now, listen, I'm sure Diddy had a facial response to that because it has been said for years upon years upon years upon years that Diddy liked a lot of sugar in his Kool-Aid. Okay. There have been rumors that Diddy, at the white parties, got in with a man, allegedly. Okay, so this is not too surprising, but the fact that it has been said out loud on this big of a stage for the world to see, hear, and take in, this is a big one. Combs was driven by desire, and Jane by love. Defense presents. Defense attorney Tinny Garagos asked Jane whether Combs was driven by his desire and her love for Combs drove her during hotel nights. Yes, Jane responded. Jane testified that she told Combs multiple times that she did feel comfortable engaging in hotel nights as time passed. She also testified under cross-examination that she loved the attention and affection Combs would give her during those nights. Right, because any other time, he would be abusing Jane. He would be abusing Cassie. He would be abusing any and all women in his life, right? So Jane says she was concerned about Combs' drug use. I do remember the defense tried to go after Breonna Bogelin about her drug use, but it says right there, Jane says she was concerned about Combs' drug use. It says right there, Jane was concerned about Combs' drug use. I'm just bringing the links together for y'all. That's all I'm doing. Combs' heavy use of drugs and alcohol worried Jane. Oh, it says right there, Combs' heavy drug use and alcohol worried Jane because the defense also tried to go after Breonna Bogelin for taking shots, and Jane for taking shots, where Diddy called Eddie Garcia and said, "I'm a little bit drunk," after telling Eddie Garcia that tape of him mollywopping Cassie could ruin his career. And Tinny Garagos wanted to ask about handbags to diminish the trauma of a woman that went through SA. So Diddy doesn't care about women, and his defense team doesn't care about women either. Like I said, God forbid that they are mothers and fathers or daughters. And what? Combs' heavy use of drugs and alcohol worried Jane, who said that during a trip to Turks and Caicos, she felt like the music vocal had Jordans, graying gums and shaking hands. So I'm guessing graying gums or teeth and shaking hands, right? Jane says she wanted Combs to go to a rehab clinic in Thailand. Combs' defense attorney Terry Garagos asked Jane if she believed Combs was an addict. The witness said, "I felt like he was overdoing the partying," which there are different levels of acts, right? There are sex acts, there are gambling acts, there are people who do arson, that they're addicted to just seeing the fire and the blaze and everything in between. So there's different addictions, right? So I'm not surprised rather by, Jane saying that she felt like he was overdoing the party because he was addicted to that high from being seen, heard, and embraced by everybody as, the biggest one that you've seen thus far. You know what I mean? So I think that's Biggie's words, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me though. Jane says she was initially okay. Jane says she was initially okay, being polyamorous with Combs, but things grew difficult. Jane told the court that she was aware Combs was polyamorous and seeing multiple women, and that at first it wasn't something that she minded, but as emotions grew deeper, she testified the imbalance became difficult to handle. Jane said the relationship was monogamous, even if it wasn't in reality, which she was not okay with. She agreed that it hurt her feelings that he was easily able to shift to another woman. Jane used colorful language when referred to another woman he was dating, she said. So I think that might be Young Miami. Maybe, don't know. But why couldn't y'all capture the colorful language though? Like, you're not getting any video or audio, so y'all could put cuss words online. Those are words, okay? Oh my Lord Jesus. Here we go. Combs would use paying rent as a tool, Jane says. Jane testified that there were times when Combs used used paying her rent as a tool, saying it was something of a reminder. She recalled one argument when she was depressed over hotel nights and hit a wall when she was on a phone call with Combs. She testified that Combs asked about her needing 3 months' rent. Jane told the court that it did not feel genuine, that they exchanged nasty text messages, one of which included her saying she's not either of his exes. Combs' attorney asked whether Combs sent Jane $20,000 unsolicited, which Jane confirmed. Combs gave Jane the nickname Crack. Combs gave Jane nickname Crack Pipe. I'm trying to read that correctly because I feel like it should say Combs gave Jane the nickname Crack Pipe. Combs said he enjoyed being with Jane and gave her an edgy nickname to go with those times. According to a text message shown in court, they had just returned from the Turks and Caicos Islands in 2023 when Combs reflected on their fun trip. Get your rest, you are the Crack Pipe. That's my name for you, Crack Pipe. I'm going to call you Crack Pipe. A very good time together, he said. 2023 and 2023 voice were played in court. Give me a moment, y'all. Child, I have to do this. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Can you hear me now?
It may be a bad shot, but this is real. I mean, the bones, that's real.
Yeah, my bones, yeah. I'm 5'7" and thin. I can understand what you mean.
But that's not just thin.
No, what is it? Diane, tell me. Do you know?
It's scary thin.
I can believe what you feel. I can believe that. But do you really know? Do you really know?
No, you know.
Thank you.
Anorexia.
No way.
They've written it.
No way.
Bulimia.
No way.
That it's because of drugs.
No. I'll grant you, I partied. But there have been times when I know I was going through a lot of emotional stress and my eating habits were awful.
Whitney dying. Crack rehab fails.
First of all, let's get one thing straight. Crack is cheap. I make too much money to ever smoke crack. Let's get that straight, okay? We don't do crack. We don't do that. Crack is whack.
And there it is from Whitney Houston, Diddy. Okay, so listen. I had to bring up the clip. What did you want me to do? What did you want me to do? What did you want me to do? You saw the thumbnail. You know my voice, and damn it, you know why you're here. Okay, listen. Let's get back to it. Okay, listen. I'm not the one that gave the nickname Crack Pipe to Jane. That was Sean Diddy Combs. Okay, so listen. Whitney said crack was whack. Okay, so I'm just adding her voice to the timeline. Here we go. Moving on within the timeline here. Defense pushes Jane on financial support from Combs. Under cross-examination, Jane testified to how much Combs spent supporting her financially, agreeing that Combs wired her around $150,000 during their relationship. Combs' attorney, Terry Garagos, asked Jane whether she gravitated toward providers. Jane responded that she ideally wants someone who is a partner and provider. Prior to meeting Combs, she said she was making about $50,000 as an influencer, in addition to receiving child support. So is that like $50,000 a year? Is that like $50,000 a month? Now, if you're doing $50K a month in Ohio or Arkansas, you're actually doing really good, because you can get your apartment for like $1,000 a month, and then everything else you should be fine. So we don't know if it's $50K a year or $50K a month. Witness describes the spiritual side of Combs. Jane said Combs introduced her to gospel music and had insightful conversations on his spirituality. The chats brought out a really good perspective on a lot of things. The witness said he had a favorite pastor and he would put sermons on TV. We would watch it together. He would send me sermons and I would watch it on my own. Jane said, I might have to do it. I might have to do it. I might have to do it. Y'all give me a moment. Because I know the skit I'm looking for. Y'all give me a moment. See, I mind my business, okay? And I make it do what it do, okay? Hang on. Oh, you know what? I know what I'm looking for. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, Lord. Okay, here it is. Here, this is the one I'm looking for. Okay. Okay. All right, here we go, y'all. So listen. So apparently Diddy wanted that fire, right? Here we go. Diddy wanted that fire.
Hallelujah. Praise Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Oh, welcome. Pastor Henning, this boy's had leprosy for all his life. He wants that fire. Oh, it is fire that you want. He said that he wants the fire. Praise God. Come on, count with me.
1, 2, 3.
Fire. Praise the Lamb of
God. Bless him.
Hallelujah. Pastor Henning, this boy's had cancer and all in his bones. He doesn't know how to get it out. He needs that fire. Oh, it is fire that you want. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Fire. Praise Jesus. He is worthy. Hallelujah. Pastor Henning, he used to be a girl and now he has gonads.
Desire.
Yeah, 1,
2, 3.
Fire. Hey, Jesus is worthy. Hallelujah. Praise Jesus. Pastor Henning, this used to be a boy, but now you made him a man. He wants that fire. Come on, lift your hands. Come on, say it with me. The fire. Hey, praise Jesus. Hallelujah. Pastor Henning, he's having a seizure. What have you done?
Oh my God. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. I just had to. Moving on. Oh my God. Okay. Combs' larger than life personality helped Jane feel more confident. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Jane told the court that Combs had a big personality and was very sure of himself, which she felt was unique. Jane described why she felt Combs was larger than life. She said Combs offered highly motivational speeches to encourage her, which helped her feel more confident. Jane tested that she used to be shy and still struggles with self-esteem issues. So here's the thing, right? I'm going to bring up this clip. Because honestly, to tell you the truth, Well, before I do this, I just want you to know, one of my good friends, right? We were on the Esplanade at Kent State University, and he said, Bray, you may not be a 10, but you're a 10 in other categories. And I'm like, what the hell is that supposed to mean? He was like, dude, you call people. You always show up in support. You're always offering a laugh. You're always offering a place to fall. You have qualities to you that are more worthy than just what people want to be entertained by. So what I would say to you, Jane, is look at the other categories where you have 10s, okay? So I'm going to bring in a good friend of mine, and I'm going to let him take it away. So here we go.
You know, living with you, it hasn't been easy. People see me, but they think of you. Now with all this going on, this is going to be worse than ever.
It don't have to be.
No, sure it does.
Why? You got a lot going on, kid.
Well, my last name? That's the reason I got a decent job. That's the reason why people deal with me in the first place. Now I start to get a little ahead. I start to get a little something for myself. And this happens. Now I'm asking you as a favor not to go through with this, okay? This is only going to end up bad for you, and it's going to end up bad for me.
You think I'm hurting you?
Yeah, in a way you are.
It's the last thing I ever wanted to do.
I know that's not what you want to do, but that's just the way that it is. Don't you care what people think? Doesn't it bother you that people are making you out to be a joke and that I'm going to be included in that? Do you think that's right? Do you?
You ain't gonna believe this, but you used to fit right here. I'd hold you up and say to your mother, this kid's gonna be the best kid in the world. This kid's gonna be somebody better than anybody ever knew. And you grew up good and wonderful. It was great just watching you every day. It was like a privilege. Then the time come for you to be your own man and take on the world, and you did. But somewhere along the line, you changed. You stopped being you. You let people stick a finger in your face and tell you you're no good. And when things got hard, you started looking for something to blame, like a big shadow. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you got to be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that. I'm always going to love you no matter what. No matter what happens. You're my son, you're my blood. You're the best thing in my life. But until you start believing in yourself, you ain't going to have a life. Don't forget to visit your mother.
Last year, I wore jean shorts to the Osbournes' annual.
That's to you, Jane. Life is not sunshine and rainbows, my friend. You got to recognize the storms and the rain as well. All right, everybody, let's roll on. We do have more Brainley's Virtual Tour Live coming up right from the space right here, right now. For Jane, breaking up was hard to do. The witness says she fell in love with Combs, but didn't understand what conditions would come with that relationship. He introduced me to his lifestyle under a lot of emotional pressure, Jane said. I was so hooked from the beginning on the love and affection. I fell in love with him. I didn't understand the terms of the relationship. She came to understand that having freak-off sex with strange men might have been part of the deal. It was along the lines of love. It was along the lines of love and pressure to do these things he desired and want to fulfill my duties as a girlfriend, she added. So here's the thing, right? And I've heard this before. Do not give wife privileges and you still are at the girlfriend package, right? And that's the same thing with this. Don't ever do more for somebody if they're not matching their package, right? So if they're not giving all that they can, then you don't upgrade your package, or they're not upgrading their package. You know what I mean? So Jane says she broke on her own boundaries to make Combs feel loved. Combs' offers of love and affection were the only reason Jane said she would enjoy hotel nights, which is the phrase she used for the nights Combs would watch her with sex workers. She told the court that she felt trusted by Combs in those vulnerable moments, saying she was breaking all of her boundaries to make him feel loved, even as it became hard for her. Jane says she wanted Combs to be satisfied. And that goes to the point of when people say, when you get married, don't lose yourself, because you could be so involved with being a wife or a husband, being a parent, being this, being that, that you forget you in the midst of all that, right? So you never want to lose yourself in somebody else getting satisfied that you never get satisfied, basically, right? Jane is still in love with Combs. Asked if she loves Combs currently, Jane told the court that she does. Under cross-examination, Jane confirmed that she wanted to be close to her partner. Jane testified that she liked to take care of him after hotel nights and called out Dateline as one of his favorite shows. Now, NBC is like, oh, shit. Well, y'all, he watch us, I don't know if he likes our podcast, our nightly podcast, because we talk about everything, but well, this is awkward. Jane told the court that she felt as if her partner was trusting her in a vulnerable moment. She was made to believe it was special and didn't want to judge him. Child, it was the fat of dead Dateline for me. Like, so after all that, you just sit up and watch, crime stories. I don't know what it is, but it's like ghost stories and true crime stories at night. It's just people's relaxer. I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, what you guys are doing right now. This is your relaxer of you being able to escape from your world and, have a space and time to recognize that, you know what? Hey, my life may not be where I want to be, but at least ain't this bad. You know what I mean? So, yes, indeed, there. Let's see. Jane did not want anything to do with Homeland Security investigation agents last March. She says defense attorney Terry Garagos pushed Jane on her lack of interest in cooperating with the government when agents first raided Combs' residences in March last year. Jane testified under cross-examination that when Homeland Security investigation agents arrived at her home, she wanted nothing to do with them. She had a choice to speak to them, and she chose to get an attorney paid for by Combs. She told the court after Combs' arrest, Jane confirmed that she met with a grand jury after the government granted her immunity. And that was her right, Tenny Garagos. What you're trying to do is make Jane look like a uncooperative witness. Okay? Now, let's just say that Terry Garagos got raided, right, by Homeland Security investigations. Tenny, will you talk to them right away, or are you going to go get an attorney, which is your dad? I swear to God, if Tenny Garagos is an option for a wife, thank God I'm single, because that's a dumb bitch. I'm sorry. Really? You're going to utilize somebody's trauma by questioning them about handbags, and then you're going to chastise them for having a choice to be still and take time to think things through. You have to be the dumbest attorney for a female I've ever seen. Not sorry. By the way, shout out to all the female attorneys. Pam Esquire, Attorney Simone, Pam Esquire, all y'all, okay? There are some great female attorneys. This is not paying everybody rush, rather. I'm talking about this dumb bitch right here, okay? Jesus Christ. Sorry, guy. I didn't mean to use your name, man. I'm just, you have some people that should have been under a recall, okay? You had some people that should have been swallowed by the mothers. You had some people that should have not left Baby Corp, okay? Just letting you know that. I still love you. In the name of Father, Son, Holy Spirit, all three things that connect back to you. But still, you got some people out here that they're broken, tired, and decrepit in their existence. I'm just letting you know. Okay, back to y'all. Jane takes the witness stand for cross-examination. Key government witness Jane took to the witness stand for cross-examination. Combs' attorney, Terry Garagos, is set to lead the defense's questioning of Jane, who is wearing a brown suit blazer. Combs is wearing a light-colored long-sleeve shirt with black pants. Defense's motion for a mistrial has been denied. Oh, defense, you big bad, you big scared. Your mental is unleveled. But the defense is making headway, though. Defense's motion for mistrial denied. The defense's motion for a mistrial has been denied. That request for a mistrial centered on the testimony of Breonna Boglin, a friend of Cassie Ventura, who testified that Combs dangled her over a 17th floor story apartment balcony in Los Angeles in 2016. The defense claimed Boglin Ventura lied about the balcony incident, alleging that the testimony was perjured. The defense said that Combs was on the East Coast at the time of the alleged incident, staying at the 47 Hotel in New York. While the defense was able to attack Boglin's testimony, the judge ruled that this was not fodder for a mistrial. The judge said the defense did not object to her testimony. They were allowed a vigorous cross-examination. Judge Arndt said the government screwed up, but that wasn't grounds for a mistrial. He noted Combs' defense attorney Nicole Westmoreland had real Perry Mason moment being a dramatic revelation in a courtroom. Ventura mentioned the balcony incident without naming Boglin in her 2023 lawsuit against Combs. She also testified about while on the witness stand last month. Here's the thing, right? I don't see how the government screwed up here because, like I said, I'm giving you this from the social, cultural, mental context of it all. Because the defense has been screwing up and has screwed up because they are screw up, you see. Listen, the defense is moving like this so-called journalist.
It's not just feeding the hungry only on Thanksgiving. It's an everyday situation. You know what I mean? This is 265 days a year.
That is funny. 265 days. Where the hell that bitch live at?
It's not.
Nene, your guess is as good as mine, child. I have no idea where that bitch live at. Leave it at. But no, seriously, like, you asked for 2 mistrials and you got denied both. Just like Diddy asked 3 times to be out on bail for $50 million and he got denied 3 times. So do you just want to tie Diddy's record for being a dumbass? I'm just asking questions. Oh, my Lord Jesus. Okay. Court is now in session. Marking day 20 of Combs' trial. Jane said Ventura's lawsuit was like reading my own sexual trauma. This was yesterday. Jane told the court that when she read Cassie Ventura's lawsuit against Combs, I reacted like, I can't believe I'm reading my own story. She said she fainted after learning about the November 2023 lawsuit. She also said she confronted Combs in a text around that time saying, I feel like I'm reading my own sexual trauma. In a recorded phone call days after the lawsuit, Combs was filed. In a recorded call, days after the lawsuit was filed, Combs pleaded for support. I just need to tell you, I need your friendship. You know, you ain't got to worry about anything else, baby. Please pray for me, Combs told Jane. I'll be praying for you. I need your friendship. So once again, after this woman told you that she was on her going through menstruation and on her period, and you said, you know, you're acting fucking weird and leave me alone, and that she didn't want to do the freak offs anymore or the hotel nights, and, you know, you didn't know how she felt, but yet she told you after, abusing her, you now need her friendship and everything in between that we haven't seen. Now all of a sudden, let me you know what? Let me go back. Let me go back. Because there was one other impression. Here. Donnie McClurkin, can you come in, brother? Because what do you feel that Diddy feels right now? What state of mind is he in, and why is he trying to let us know about the state of mind he's in? Go ahead, Uncle Donnie, tell us the state of mind Diddy is in.
We fall down.
Oh, that's what it is.
But we get up.
Oh, okay.
We fall down.
Oh, my Lord.
But we get up.
Come on, Uncle Donnie.
We fall down.
Yes.
But we get up. My. For a saint is just a sinner who fell down.
Oh, wow.
But they didn't stay there.
But Uncle Donnie, like hang on a second. I feel you that he fell down, off his own demise, and he's trying to get back up, and you just stand after you've done all you can do, right? But he's done some fucked up shit, Uncle Donnie. Like, bruh, I'm just asking a question here. Like, is he really a saint that just fell down? Or is he just really a sinner who just got down? I mean, I don't know. That's what Uncle Donnie is saying. His take in this trial is, P. Diddy fell down, but he got back up. A saint is a sinner who just fell down. That's what Uncle Donnie said, okay? Let's go back to the timeline, okay? Jane testified. Okay, let me get back for real. Let me get back. We fall down, but we get up. Oh, la, 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 my. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me get back to center, yo. Okay. All right. Come on. Okay. Here we go. Jane testified that she had idol ideation in relationship with Combs. Now, I'm saying idol for the purposes that we can't really say that full word, okay? So, but you see on the screen. Jane testified that she had idol ideations at the end of 2023 and told Combs that she'd unalive herself. In text messages, she told him she believed he used and break her, and she wrote to him that he was done with her and that she wanted to die. When prosecutor Maureen Comey asked why she texted Jane cried so hard, it was difficult to understand her answer. If you or someone you know is in crisis, call or text 988. That's 988. That's 988 to reach the suicide and crisis hotline, or chat live at 988lifeline.org. You can also visit speakingofsuicide.com. That's speaking of suicide.com/resources for additional support. Jane was visibly anguished during yesterday's testimony. On the stand yesterday, the witness's voice rather cracked as she told jurors about a night in 2023 when she said she was instructed to meet Combs at the 47 International Hotel and Tower, New York. and directed to have sex with a male escort. Jane wiped away tears as she recalled telling Combs that she didn't want to have sex with other men anymore. Jane also saw that she recounted her reaction to Ventura's allegations against Combs. Jane returns to the stand today. One of Combs' former girlfriends, known only by the pseudonym Jane, is expected to return to court today for cross-examination. Jane is one of 4 alleged victims at the center of the prosecution's racketeering conspiracy, a sex trafficking case against Combs. Her testimony is part of the government's effort to show that Combs orchestrated a sprawling criminal enterprise to fulfill his sexual desires. So that's everything you need to know about the 20th day of the Diddy trial. So we got some dynamic video here to give you all from ABC News. Here we go.
So the cross-examination of Sean Diddy Combs' ex-girlfriend is still underway. It comes after the judge denied the defense's request for a mistrial. Combs has pleaded not guilty to all the charges, and his defense team says any sexual encounters were consensual. Let's bring in our legal contributor and trial attorney, Brian Buckmeyer. He's outside court with more. So, Brian, what's the latest from inside the courtroom?
They're continuing cross-examination with Tenny Garagos asking Jane on the stand about some very explicit text messages that she shared with Sean Combs, attempting to show that this wasn't just a consensual relationship, but also that this is one that she wanted to participate in, that she would ask and inquire as to when she could participate with someone or how they can do so, and giving some very explicit description of their intercourse and their interactions.
Jane testified that Combs still pays rent on her LA home, but the key point there is that she testified one reason she wanted to move into that home was to keep Combs' bodyguards from finding out about sex with male prostitutes, and that suggests that his bodyguards weren't involved in arranging these so-called freak-offs. Does that undermine the prosecution's racketeering case in any way, you think?
Yeah, so I think it actually undermines the prosecution's case in 2 different ways. One, they're trying to pull apart the idea that there is this criminal enterprise. That's the racketeering conspiracy charge that Sean Combs is facing, where he's facing anywhere from 15 years to life. If there are no people like bodyguards or personal assistants who are informed as to these freak-offs or these hotel nights, as Jane has described them, then you don't have that top charge there. But
However, if we remember Capricorn Clark, who worked for Diddy as a personal assistant, Diddy told her, come on, I'm going to get my pad. We're going to unalive Kid Cudi. So there's an employee there, right? The car that was at Kid Cudi's house was registered to Bad Boy Records. If y'all remember when Cassie Ventura was getting mollywopped on the plane, Cassie said, is anybody seeing this? Please stop, right? So the security guards did nothing. So if the security guards knew all of that, then they had to know about these freak-offs, right? Because most of the time when a celebrity goes to a hotel, they will, depending on the level of celebrity, right? So, like, let's just say it was Janet Jackson. She would have the whole floor, and you would not know that Janet Jackson is at your hotel. You would not know. Unless it was like, stay in your room. It's like, wait a minute, why the hell I gotta stay in my room? I paid what, $700 for a whole week here at this hotel? No, I'm gonna get out and see what's going on. You're like, oh, Janet Jackson's at the hotel. So there it is, but rolling on.
Also, I think what they're trying to do is show that this house was meant for them to have their own secret life. This wasn't, and the relationship, this wasn't about controlling Jane. This is about having privacy. So if it's not about control, that takes out the coercion element of the racketeering conspiracy, and there's not.
However, though, Brian, if we remember with Cassie's private apartment, right, there was control, right? Because if they did participate in the freak-offs on hotel nights, then he would cut off the rent, right? So that was coercion. And also, too, Diddy didn't stay with these women. He is polyamorous. He's a swinger. He swaps out sex partners. So that fell dead on arrival. But I understand Brian's trying to give an overall comprehensive view for the audience. Let's roll on.
Not this criminal enterprise, that takes another element out of the crime. And I think that's their way of trying to combat this case against Sean Combs.
Got it. And Brian, cross-examination is expected to last, what, for at least 3 days? What are you watching for?
Yeah. So tomorrow we have a bit of a modified schedule. We're going to only be here from 1 to 5 p.m. So while it is 3 days, I expect this case.
Okay, so 1 to 5 p.m. My bad. I thought it was going to be an 8-hour day. So 1 to 5 p.m. So basically, you guys will still get a 6 p.m. show. Okay, so that'll literally be like 1 hour after we're live on tour. Okay, here we go.
With Jane on the stand to continue to Thursday, it's somewhat less than what you think. I think they're going to be methodical in the moments, not only where Jane was with Sean Combs at the beginning of the relationship, but leading all the way up until when Sean Combs was ultimately arrested on these charges. They're going to try to get that inside look as to what Sean was thinking, what he was doing, how he was acting, because at the end of the day, he may not take the stand, but putting a witness who was in such close proximity to him that is observing and seeing and reacting what he's doing as he's about to get arrested, this could be the way of getting Sean Combs his own testimony into the case without having him take the stand at all.
All right, Brian, thank you. And for more on the Combs trial, of course, you can catch our show, Burden of Proof, the case against Diddy. That's every night, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. And also, Brian has a podcast, don't forget, Bad Rap, the case against Diddy, where we get your podcast. You get your updates there as well.
You know, that's a very good point that Brian brought up of the fact that, you know, whatever Jane reveals is Diddy's voice in the case. I thought that was a very well observant, poignant, and articulate point from Brian Buckmeyer there. All right, y'all. From the root, Diddy's sexuality, more conspiracy bait from trial testimony today. Jane was not afraid to say exactly what she thought of Diddy and his alleged kinks. Let's see here. Jane returned to the stand Tuesday under cross-examination from Sean Diddy Combs' attorneys. Her testimony so far in the rapper's federal sex crime trial has been shocking, but even more tea was spilled that may send some internet sleuths into a frenzy. Cheating kink. Jane admitted outright on the stand that she is still in love with the rapper. She stated her decisions in staying with Combs was made under a lot of emotional pressure, and said she didn't understand the terms of their relationship at first, conditions meaning freak-offs. She said she learned freak-offs were a part of fulfilling her duties as a girlfriend. One of those freak-off duties was a role play where Combs requested where Jane was to act like she was cheating on him. Per her testimony, if she dared to sleep with an entertainer behind his back, Jane said Combs would get angry. What a shocker! Not to Jane, but just to everybody else who's like, the defense is making headway. What a shocker! Diddy got upset with Cassie dating Kid Cudi, Michael Jordan, flirting with a waitress. And the fact, bruh, that you would have Jane do a fantasy of her cheating on you when you have problems with that actually happening to you, even though that you are polyamorous and that you're a swinger and that you swap out partners, the fact that you would ask for this fantasy, dude, you're so fucked. Like, bruh, really? Because guess what? That hurts the defense of, oh, shit, man, you asked for what the fuck? You asked for what the fuck you were doing to these women. Do you not see how that lessens our case? Diddy's spirituality. Jane said she was introduced to gospel music by Combs and said he had a favorite pastor. He had a favorite pastor. He would put sermons on TV. We would watch together. He would send me sermons. I would watch it on my own, Jane said. The public priest speculated that Bishop T.D. Jakes was affiliated with Combs after resurfaced photos of the two of them. And Jakes' final response to troll speculated if he'd been a part of the rapper's alleged criminal enterprise. So I'm going to bring this up real quick. Now, for those of you who do not know, right? This was a real thing. Okay, do this because some of y'all just may not know, right? You may not know. So right here from Revolt, Sean Diddy Combs brings new series Kingdom Culture with TD Jakes to Revolt. This partnership with Revolt is a great opportunity to further expand our reach to a younger generation, Bishop T.D. Jakes said about his new show on June 21st, 2021. On Monday, June 21st, Revolt Media and TV chair Sean Combs announced a brand new exclusive sermon series on the network that will be hosted by global Christian leader Bishop T.D. Jakes. Kingdom Culture with T.D. Jakes premiered on Sunday, June 20th of 2021 at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, and aired from the Potter's House Church in Dallas, Texas. Going forward, the weekly series will display enlightening sermons and conversations from Bishop T.D. Jakes to Revolt's young audience. This partnership is a landmark moment for Revolt, expanding into the faith space to create a program that will inspire millions around the world to have hope and walk in their power. Combs said. Bishop Jakes is one of the most transformational leaders of our time, who has made a profound impact on my life. So we're honored for him to join the Revolt family and use his gift to empower the culture. We are so honored to have the legendary Bishop T.D. Jakes join the Revolt family. This partnership transforms Revolt to new heights. Reiterating our mission to create, curate, impactful content at Devontae Samuel, CEO of Revolt. Bishop Jakes' weekly service has been a motivational outlet for the Black community, especially during the last year. We are pleased to expand his reach to our network. Bishop T.D. Jakes, New York Times best-selling author of over 40 books and CEO of T.D. Jakes Enterprises, will preach about various topics including growth, power, love, leadership, vision, and more. The series will aim to get hip-hop and culture fans from around the world engaged with in his teachings. This partnership with Revolt is a great opportunity to further expand our reach to a younger generation. In the last year or two, many young people have been adversely affected by a mix of economic woes and a pandemic, both here in the United States and around the world. Jakes affirmed, I am looking forward to an alliance that engages with this unique audience while also empowering and uplifting them. Kingdom Culture with T.D. Jakes will also rebroadcast masterclass conversations, special forums, and international discussions that the Potter House and Bishop Jakes frequently host throughout the year. The forthcoming episodes will showcase the power of the Bishop's voice, which extends throughout politics, entertainment, business, and global humanitarian work. Be sure to tune in every Sunday only on Revolt. Check out how you can watch here. So I just wanted to bring this in. So for people that may think, oh, Bishop Jakes is this, that, and the third, maybe a lot of things, but this was known. Okay, so I just wanted to bring that into the timeline here. And also too, let me show y'all here. Okay, let me show y'all this. Turn this up, because like I said, sometimes you just don't know what you don't know, right? So let me bring this back. Okay, here we go.
Hello, I'm Bishop T.D. Jakes, the pastor of the Potter's House of Dallas. Going to a prophetic praise. I'm extremely proud to announce that now on Sundays, you can tune in and worship with me, receive powerful messages right here on Revolt. Check your local listings.
So there you go. In case you did not know there, okay? Okay. A very weird nickname. Jane said on the stand that Combs' nickname for her was Crack Pipe. According to a voicemail played for the court, Combs used the name to reference their very good times together. What is a cuck? Jane straight up told the court that she had curiosity about the rapper's sexuality, specifically wondering if he was bisexual. I was trying to figure out the relationship. I came upon the word cuckold. A man turned on by watching his woman having sex with another man. I just wanted to know what was driving him, Jane testified. Jane said she believed Combs was too scared to interact sexually with a man on his own, which resulted in women running the show during the freak-off. She said she referred to him as a cuckold, or a man turned on by watching his woman have sex with another man. He did exchange Jane appeared to get a little defensive with Combs' attorneys as they asked her to confirm the money she received from him, as well as material goods, including handbags and a serious home upgrade. When the attorney asked if she didn't get anything out of the relationship, Jane responded, "No, I got trauma." When asked if she knew what bodega bag was, Jane said, "I'm sure you have one." When asked what the cost of the bags were, she snapped, "How much does my bag cost?" Jane is to return for cross-examination Wednesday at 1 p.m. So from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., Jane will be on the stand. Once again here, from USA Today, Sean Diddy Combs' eerie favorite TV show revealed at trial. From USA Today, alleged victim of Sean Diddy Combs is revealed that the embattled music mogul's favorite TV show is a true crime franchise. Combs' ex-girlfriend Jane testified pursuing him in Combs' federal sex crimes trial, shared in court Tuesday, June 10th. The eerie show Combs allegedly counters as his favorite. Under cross-examination, Jane said she endured nights in hotels with escorts because she wanted to spend time with Combs, bathing him, rubbing his feet, cuddling him, and watching his favorite show, Dateline, till he fell asleep. "I felt loved by him because we experienced these things together," Jane said. Give me a moment. I have a friend that wants to say something. They're not going to take long at all. They're not going to take long at all. They just want to come in and just offer a question for Diddy, if you don't mind, ladies and gentlemen.
You are fast mover. Please have a seat right there. Just come on in over here. Have a seat there. Yeah, have a seat back over there for me. All right, please have a seat right here. No, not too much. You have a seat right on the stool there. Hey, how are you? Good. Why don't you have a seat right over there? Sure. It's quite a car you got out there. Thanks. Why don't you have a seat? Strawberries and whipped cream and chocolates and stuffed animals. Oh, you got it all going on, don't you? Oh, wow. Why don't you have a seat right over there, please? No hugs tonight. Okay. Why don't you have a seat right over there, please? Looks like you brought enough stuff to move in. Yes. Why don't you have a seat there? Did you find the place all right? Yeah. You bring your bag and come on over here for a minute, will you? Wow, I knew that was going to happen. You knew what was going to happen. You knew what's this? Have a seat on that stool there, if you would. I need to talk to you for a minute. Why don't you have a seat right there, please? Why don't you come in over here and stand right over here at the bar? How are you? Good. Please, come here. I want you guys to meet each other. This is Tennis Boy 213. Why don't you take a taste of the drink there? Please have a seat. What? Have a seat. I'm Chris Hansen. And I want to ask you some questions. Please have a seat. No. What are you doing up here? So you excited too? How you doing? I'm sorry. What's wrong? I'm sorry. Please have a seat. Why don't you have a seat right over there for me, please? It's a little late to be prowling around these parts, huh? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Why don't you have a seat right over here for me? All right, thanks. Right there on the stool. Oh, what's on the agenda for tonight? What's that? How you doing? Why don't you have a seat on that stool over there for me? All right. Thanks. What's happening? Oh, not a whole lot. Good, please sit down.
Chris Hansen just wants you to have a seat. B. Diddy there. Yes, indeed, here. From the Daily Mail. Diddy's girlfriend says he forced women into sex with other men because he's bisexual and he likes to watch. I almost forgot. Sorry, let me finish out this USA Today article. Sorry, we got a lot going on here. We are live on tour. USA Today reached out to reps for Dateline for comment when questioned by Combs' lawyer Terry Garagos. Jane also testified that she still loves Combs to this day. Combs, 55, was arrested in September and charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution. He has pled not guilty. Dateline features main host Lester Holt, the former host of NBC Nightly News or anchor, the former anchor of NBC Nightly News, correspondents Andrea Canning, Josh McAvez, Blaine Alexander, Keith Morrison, and Dennis Murphy. The show also features Kate Snow, Craig Melvin, and Meredith Vieira. The popular show also streams on Peacock. A centerpiece of Dateline's programming is highlighting injustices and crimes perpetrated by men against women, which Morse discussed during a 2021 USA Today interview. Dateline mainstay Morrison believes more women tune into Dateline so they can know the lay of the land when it comes to interpersonal crime. That lays open why I think Dateline has exposed over the years, which is one of the worst epidemics we have, the epidemic of spousal abuse, of women being harmed by men. And I hate to say, but that's really the basis of so much of the crime that occurs, Morrison said. Hull also told USA Today that the show's stories are relatable because you realize that people do bad things could be across the street from you. Their kids go to your school. Yours. A lot of the people in these stories were good people up to that moment. They weren't, or they were living normal lives like ours, and then one day they became a victim of something really horrible. Holt said. So there is that. And then, of course, right here, Sean Diddy's lawyers cross-examined his ex-girlfriend Jane on Tuesday in his sex trafficking racketeering trial in New York City, and she revealed the rapper's sexual preferences might be due to his bi curiosity. Jane, who is testifying and pursuing him, but told the jury she still loves the rapper, who is still paying her rent after giving her $150,000 throughout their 3-year romance. As Jane spoke at the Good Times shared with Diddy, he grinned and nodded as she reminisced about giving him foot massages and watching hours of his favorite show, Dateline. According to Jane, the word cuckold was spot on to describe what she and Diddy did in the bedroom. She explained that cucks get pleasure seeing his woman receive pleasure from another man, but they cause that by curiosity that they are too ashamed to experience themselves. So use the woman to venture out in this curiosity without doing that itself. Diddy has pled not guilty to sex trafficking and racketeering charges that could put him in prison for life. Right here, Jane said he wasn't curious. Jane said she started researching days outside 2022 to try to understand why he liked to watch her have sex with other men. I came upon the word cuckolder, man in relationship with a woman and was turned on watching his woman have sex with another man. Jane told the jury. Jane said she then read about the reasons why men like to watch their partners with others. There was a multiple list of reasons. One of them, the cuck derives pleasure seeing his woman receive pleasure from the other man, and a few other things. Cucks could also provide curiosity that they are too ashamed to experience themselves, so use the woman to venture out. And this curiosity without doing that itself. Diddy apparently referred to his sexual preference as voyeurism. Jane added that I would use the word cuck for him. So there is that there. Now, of course, one of the biggest things that has happened is Young Miami. Okay. From Complex News, Diddy accused a rather homogenous relationship with Young Miami that was really tough to watch. Doe testified that she was hurt by the rapper's public and seemingly monogamous relationship with the City Girls rapper. Right here. Diddy's public relationship with Young Miami allegedly left Jane Doe feeling humiliated during his ongoing federal trial on Tuesday, June 10th. Diddy's alleged former girlfriend identified as Jane Doe in court, testified that his highly while their relationship was kept a secret, that was really tough to watch. He said in court per Complex's Sean Toretto, that was not something I signed up for. I did not sign up to be with a man who was in a public relationship. Doe explained after seeing Diddy gift the City Girls rapper a Maybach, she confronted him, asked for a Van Cleef jewelry, and received it. Elsewhere, in her testimony, Doe gave more insights into the private details of their relationship. Doe said the disgraced music mogul liked getting foot rubs and that his favorite show was Dateline. She alleged their hotel encounters often involved cheating role play where they would pretend Sean left town and I'm sneaking in this entertainer. As for why the relationship was kept private, Doe explained it was because she has a child with someone they did not like. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now, now listen, okay? I am not leaking the name, okay? This person did that, and they were trying to give a hearty guffaw, a kiki, a ha-ha. But maybe this person was onto something. Give me a moment as I pull this up. Oh, my Lord Jesus. Okay. Come on. This is crazy. It's taking me a minute, y'all. But I remember because it was taken down. So that's why I'm looking through my that's why I'm looking through my messenger to find it here. Almost there, y'all. Yep, I'm getting close to it. Come on, damn it. Here it is right here. Now, this was taken down. Okay. This was taken down from the Neighborhood Talk. Shout out to Joy Daily and joydaily.tv. Hey, does anyone know who Jane Doe is? Please research this. Man, this stuff with Elon and 47 is crazy. Now, listen. Okay. As for why the relationship was kept private, Doe explained it was because she has a child with someone Diddy did not like. Daphne Joy, was married to 50 Cent. And she has a child with 50 Cent. So let me... Child. Ooh. Oh, here it is right here. Okay, here's the full picture here. Okay, shout out to the Jasmine right here. Right here. Now, of course, this was taken down, but it says here in the full context of what the words, the full verbiage rather. Hey, does anyone know who Jane Doe is? I'm trying to research this with a go like damn face. Man, this stuff with Elon 47 crazy. So let me check 50 Cent's Instagram. Let me just check it real quick. That's crazy, bruh. Like, I mean, I know 50 Cent trolls and stuff, but like, did he really out his ex, Daphne Joy? Now listen, to the court, to U.S. District Court Judge Aaron Surian, I did not out Daphne Joy. Okay, that was 50 Cent who did that, and I'm reading an article from Complex that Jane Doe said that she had a child with someone that Diddy didn't like. Okay, so I'm just reading it. Okay, just want to give the context, conjecture, and connection. Because listen, we don't have time for bullshit. Okay. So let me go to 50 Cent. See if anything comes up here. So here it is here.
Hey, drop pussy whore.
Oh my God! So Black Youngster is representing me in court today. Any further questions, revert to my lingo team. Iago Beach tonight, Peacock. So this is literally 9 hours ago. So this was the last thing that he posted. Child. Moving on. Let's roll on through this complex article, child. She also claimed that Diddy invested $20,000 in her clothing line. Now, if you remember, Daphne Joy has a swimsuit line and a clothing line. We talked about that on the last tour yesterday, right? So, because when I gave the context of who Daphne Joy is and 50 Cent, their relationship, it was said in the People magazine, people.com article, that Daphne Joy had a clothing line and a swimsuit.
It's not super. Like every time I took a step, my ankle.
Thank you so much for existing. Appreciate you so much there. By 2022, Doe began questioning the nature of their interactions during their hotel nights. I came across this word that was called a cuckolder. Doe said, explained she did a deep dive onto the term. I was trying to understand. I was just like, this is spot on. Diddy and Young Miami were first linked together in 2021 and confirmed their relationship the following year. Their on and off relationship continued until Casper Ventura came forward with her lawsuit accusing him of rape, sex trafficking, and abuse in November 2023. I can't speak on something that wasn't my experience. I can't speak on something that I don't know. Young Miami said last August on her Carisha Please talk show. I can't speak on these allegations because I wasn't around at the time. I don't know that person. That was my experience. I met Diddy when the world was celebrating him and giving his flowers when he was alive. She added elsewhere during Tuesday's proceedings, Terry Garagos also revealed that he was on antidepressants at some point, specifically named Prozac, though she did not clarify when he began taking medication. And then finally, here from Hot New Hip Hop, Jane reveals how Diddy and Young Miami impacted their relationship. One of Diddy's alleged ex-girlfriends has been testifying in his criminal trial for several days under the name Jane Doe. Diddy spoke a relationship with Young Miami and allegedly frustrated a woman who has been testifying in his ongoing criminal trial in New York under the name Jane Doe. While on the witness stand Tuesday, she explained, "I did not sign up to date a man that was in a public relationship," as caught by CNN. Jane allegedly dated Diddy from 2021 to 2024, while Young Miami and Diddy were linked from 2022 to 2023. Prior to mentioning Young Miami, Jane testified about her relationship with Diddy, referencing several alleged drug-fueled sexual performances in which she called hotel nights male escorts would allegedly participate in the events, which prompted her to wonder why Diddy was so interested in the fetish. "I just wanted to know why my partner wanted so many of these nights and what was driving him," she said, according to the New York Times. She said that through her research, she discovered the term cuck and noted that sometimes they have a bi-curiosity that they're too ashamed to experience themselves. In cross-examination, prosecutors played an audio message Diddy allegedly sent Jane, in which he said, "You are the crack pipe. That's my new nickname for you, crack pipe." She responded with a message saying, "Crack pipe is so real for the both of us." That says a lot without saying shit. Right here, Diddy trial day 20. By the way, that is right here. That is DJ Khaled. That's me, though. Diddy has been on trial for several weeks now. He is facing one count racketeering conspiracy, rather, 2 counts sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and 2 counts transportation to engage in prostitution. Besides Jane Doe, several other people have spoken on the witness stand as well. Perhaps the most high-profile among them was Diddy's ex-girlfriend, Cassie. Others included former Daddy Kane, and Diddy Dirty Money singer Don Richard, Kid Cudi, and more. So, child, I'm gonna turn on my camera now because we done the whole show for an hour. Yes, we have. Child, what a show! What? Okay. Now, I thought Young Miami would testify in this trial because, like, the timeline that was mentioned, I brought up Young Miami, but it looks like Young Miami is not going to be a part of this trial. I mean, it still is a possibility, right? Child, that is crazy-ish. Some absolutely crazy-ish. Where do we go from here? Like, really, where do we go from here? Like I said, I mean, the fact that was a very interesting relationship with Young Miami and Carisha, right? Because at that time, I think Diddy was also trying to date Lori Harvey, and there was a connection with Christian Combs, Lori Harvey as well. So it got to the point where Young Miami, I feel like I'm feeling because she was literally the last public relationship that, you know, Diddy had, unless Diddy is still taking care of Young Miami behind the scenes. And I feel like, Ray J, you need to be in New York, brother, to testify, because your name was brought up, sir. It's a lot going on, child. It's a lot going on. We're going to take a little commercial break. We'll be back with more on Brandley's Virtual Tour Live. We are live on tour. We'll be back right after this roll.
Beyond this gate, find gardens green and epic worlds to fill your dreams.
I'm loving it. McDonald's. I'm loving it.
So good, I had to tell you twice. Welcome back into Brayley's Virtual Tour Live. Glad to have all of you here. Child, that was a lot. That was a lot. Did I mention that this is day 20 or the 20th day of the Diddy trial, rather? I cannot. Child, that was... By the way, y'all, Hulu is looking for actors for their Hulu series. Like, no joke. I checked backstage.com for any, hosting roles or anything like that, and I saw them. It's like, oh my Lord, they're getting ready. Hulu, Max, Netflix, BT Plus, all black. All the streamers and cable networks, they are getting ready to do this in a drama series, limited series that is. And guess what? They got the best script, the trial itself, and then everything else you can add for dramatic effect with the characters. Child, I just cannot. I just cannot. So with that being said, we are just chilling out for a little bit here. Probably at 1:42, I will read you guys the Daily Motivator, and then we'll head on out of here. But what a jam-packed show per usual. And like I said, I always try to bring you the realest that I can. And yeah. So there's no way to really do this. Like, if you're covering the Diddy trial, you have to give it your full, raw, and honest, true energy. Otherwise, it's not going to translate, right? Because this is a real thing that has happened. There is no conspiracy theories, no amalgamations, no exaggerations. Like, this is real. You know what I mean? And yeah, like I said, regardless of what happens, Diddy's life is not the same. Will never be the same and can never be the same again. So yes, indeed. Welcome in, everybody. Glad to have all of you here. Yes, indeed. Here. Oh, alrighty, here. Let me get y'all the Daily Motivator up here, and then we will head on out, make it do what it do. But another great show, y'all. Another great show. Like I said, tomorrow, Jane will be back on the stand from 1 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern. And then right after that, 6 o'clock, I will be live. So I think Jane is going to be on the stand until Thursday. So she's probably the witness that has had the most days of testimony. I think on par with Cassie, I think. I'm mistaken. So here we go. I found the best way to give advice to your children is to find out what they want and then advise them to do it. Harry S. Truman. Everything within relative reason, right? It's time for the Day Motivator for Tuesday, June 10th, 2025. Too much. You can be disciplined and diligent without being overly obsessive. You can maintain high expectations without being crippled by perfectionism. Moderation is the key. When a little of something is good and more is better, you can reach a point when too much becomes counterproductive. Before you get to that point, ease up. Don't let your good work be compromised by carrying it to the extreme. Sliding into laziness. Okay. Continual laziness. Yes, you can get to work. You can get to work to get to all the details that you can work to get all the details rather right without letting your whole life become consumed by them. Good choices are not the result of picking one extreme or the other. You'll find plenty of great options well within the territory of reason and common sense. By all means, do enough and even more than enough. Yet remember, there's always such a thing as too much. You're smart to keep away from it no matter what it may be, Ralph Lauren. You know, I think this goes back to what I said before, right? You know, everything in moderation. And I was talking with my good coworker and friend, Bishop, today. I was saying to him, like, you know, doing this, you know, YouTube channel, it's some work, you know what I mean? But he also said it's growing too. So I feel like the first thing is, if something's not working, let it go, right? And everything within moderation. And I've learned that with this channel is, don't put out something that you would not want to see. Like how I normally do these tours is, if I wasn't doing YouTube, how would I want to see it? And then I, you know, work it out from there. So the first thing I would say is, don't ever do too much of anything that's not feeding you joy. That's the first thing I will tell you, right? And the second thing I will tell you is, you can enjoy plenty of relaxation without sliding into continual laziness. And I have to say, how I relax is I watch Disney movies. I, you know, tune into other content creators. I go walking. Sometimes I go, you know, Applebee's, and this I give me a $5 margarita. And I have myself a key with myself, you understand? So recognizing that taking time out for you is not a crime. If it's a crime to other people, then that means that they are not caring about your mental health. And finally, let's see here, by all means, do enough, even more than enough. Yet remember, there will always be such a thing as too much. There is a limit to everything that we do. And when you recognize that limit, in the words of Stephen A. Smith, he says a lot, but one of the things that he said that I thought was brilliant was, I am grateful for the guardrails because they protect me for what could hurt me. I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what he said. With that being said, everybody, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you weren't born special, because you were always born a blessing and trust. You may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Why? It's one thing to call yourself, it's another thing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I have spent time with you. You have spent time with me. And hopefully, by spending time together, we'll be great together. Always remember, we're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life, or you're just recognizing that, hey, listen, just because things are public doesn't mean everything is hunky-dory in private. Make sure the replay is not just worth for you to watch it, not just worth for you to listen to it, but for you to want to experience it again. I love you. I value, I embrace you all. Always remember, see love, you gotta give it. Or see love, you gotta give it. Or see love, you gotta give it. Wherever obstacles you have overcome, where success you have achieved upon this particular day, I'm extremely proud of you, but no one else is proud of you. Be proud of your damn self. And finally, y'all, please, for the love of God, recognize that not everybody is having an okay day. If somebody is in solitude, that may not have anything to do with you. Sometimes people need to be in solitude so they can be in peace with you, okay? Commercial break and fireworks coming your way for the day that was, for the day that's come, for the blessings on way for you, me, all of us, as a society, as people, as culture. I feel the love, and I send it right back to you. Bye, everybody. Love you all.
I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner.
Good evening. My name is Mark Woodbury. I'm the chairman and CEO of Universal Destinations and Experiences. Well, we're finally here. Tomorrow we begin a new chapter at Universal Orlando Resort as we open Epic Universe. We built this place for you. I want to thank you, our fans, for your love of our stories, characters, and immersive experiences that inspired this incredible place. Epic Universe represents over 8 years of meticulous planning, immense creativity and innovation, combined with unmatched craftsmanship and operational excellence on the part of thousands of people who have brought to life the stories and characters that live beyond each of Epic's portals. But it represents so much more. Your love of Universal and the deep connections we've shared together here in Orlando over the past 30 years inspired us to dream bigger and to push the boundaries to create something extraordinary for you and for generations of fans and families to come. And tomorrow, as we open Epic Universe, I can't wait for you to experience this place for yourself. Now it's your turn to step inside, to lose yourself, and to share this place with the ones you love most. As we open this park, we hope your world becomes a little more epic. Tomorrow, Epic Universe becomes yours.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.